Hey, um, I didn't have, when I started getting into comics, I didn't have a lot of videos to catch me up on things, and so I wanted to start giving reviews and recaps of things. So here's a recap and a review of the Imperial series. Now, I didn't read the spin-offs, like Imperial War, Black Panther, Imperial War. I didn't read those ones. I only read the Central 4 issues, and I don't think I got it. I liked it. I thought the art was good, and it was a cool little political game. It's like the galactic political scale. I just don't think I'm super into the galactic stories, and so, yeah. I didn't read the offshoots for the characters, obviously, but I did love, like, which characters they chose, because I did know most of them, right? Just from peripheral knowledge of watching, like, people talk about comics, and reading a few here or there online, so I knew most of them. I also watched the MCUs, so, like, obviously I knew this. So, I did really like the ending. I thought the ending is, what I always like in fiction, where it leaves the door open to more things without it feeling like they just invented something new when they create a sequel. Because a lot of times, it'll feel like they invented a new villain just out of nowhere and said, oh yeah, he occurred 20 years ago, we just haven't heard from him since. And I don't like that, but I thought it was really good. So, that's my opinion on it. Those are my essentially review. I like it. I like the art. I like the characters. I like the storytelling, but it's just not really my thing. I think I missed a few things when I was reading it. Maybe I just didn't understand it. So taking that in mind, I do think it is worth reading if you're into that sort of thing. And here is a recap of what I got, just so if you didn't read it, but you want to read more things in the future, you know what you're talking about. So, spoiler warning. So in issue 1, it's like people across multiple planets. They're trying to create a union, and people across multiple planets are being poisoned by the same poison, and these people are like the ruler of Sakaar, that creates a huge conflict on Sakaar because Hulk, it's a dishonorable death, and so Hulk has to go back and fix things, and She-Hulk is in charge of that for a little bit. Peter Quill's half-sister is in stasis because they can't cure it, so they have her in stasis until they figure something out. But yeah, they're trying to create a galactic union. His father, Peter Quill's father, is trying to create a galactic union, and everyone shows up to this meeting except for Wakanda. And that's important because during the meeting they find out that the Shi'ar/Skrull Empire, I think they're connected. I think. They are the ones making the poison. But in the meeting they go, no, we make weapons. That's like our economy. So yeah, we made the poison for people, but we didn't use it. We are not the ones. We just sell it to people, right? So when they're trying to figure out who used it, who did you sell it to? Bam! There's a bullet. Peter Quill's father is shot. He dies, and Hulk chases after the shooter. They are wearing Wakandan armor. The bullet was made of vibranium. And the whole council goes, like, they wage war on Wakanda because of what happened. Everyone's waging war because, oh, they must be the ones doing all these assassinations. It must be all in their own game. Right, so that's what's going on there. Okay, so, issue 2, right? In issue 2, in issue 2, right here, so they go to Wakanda on their spaceships, and it's like intergalactic Wakanda. I think they're on a new planet. I don't know. I didn't know anything about this, but it was pretty cool. Wakanda starts boarding them. They're fighting back. I mean, what did you expect when you went to invade Wakanda? Shuri ends up on the After a boarding attempt, Shuri gets captured, ends up on the Milano with Peter and Nova, right? She proves that the bullet was not made of vibranium, it's a cheap knockoff, and that was not a Wakandan soldier. And then it splits into this huge galactic war that's happening versus those three trying to hunt down the truth and prevent casualties. And I think that's a really cool story. And in this one, in issue 3, they find out that the whole thing is a game between someone else I don't recognize and who ends up being the brother of Black Bolt, which I also don't recognize because I don't know them. But there's a huge fight. There's a huge fight. They don't make it in time. They don't get to tell them the truth of what's going on. The war eventually ends, and the Union is created. That's in this one. They don't make it in time. The war eventually ends, and the Union is created, and oh, the Inhumans are now present again. That was the whole point. They were like playing chess with all these people as their pawns and everything in order to create a space where the Inhumans can be up there again, right? So then Shuri, Quill, they're all like sitting around and they go, well, what are we supposed to do about the truth? Because they know the truth and no one else does. And Shuri says we should just not speak of it again because we have the Union, we stopped all of this. And Quill eventually agrees because his father's dying wish was to create this Union. And so what kind of person would he be if he like sabotaged that? That's what I got from it. And Nova does not agree with this. He does not like that. He's going to be a problem, it's stated later on. She-Hulk then sends Hulk a message. You're late to return to Sakaar. You told me you'd return already. I am tired of being here. Hulk looks pretty happy, so there's going to be something that happens there. Black Panther makes a statement to Shuri when Shuri debriefs him on everything that just happened between her, Quill, and Nova. And he gestures to the stars. He's like, yeah, this is where we go next. So it looks like they're going to try and expand Wakanda. I don't know. Don't know much about this whole galactic stuff. Black Panther then makes oh no, I already said that. Oh, fuck. Peter then takes his father's place, right? And he talks. I'm pretty sure it's over the stasis pod that his sister is in, even though at first I thought it was his dad's coffin, but I'm pretty sure it's the stasis pod that his half-sister is in. And so he's talking to his dad. His dad's dead, but he's talking to him. And he says that, he talks about how the Union is created. Both the Shi'ar and the Shi'ar and the Skrulls have defected from the Union. Skrulls because they now believe in their religion again, even though he knows that the religion was just an inhuman lie, and the Shi'ar have refused any act of diplomacy. But his half-sister is stable, and he has a bunch of Skrull scientists that are working on fixing her, curing her, and he ends up taking the throne. And then it ends with Black Bolt kicking his brother out of the Inhuman royal family, which I don't know anything about. But yeah, I'm new to this. The whole point is that you're getting someone's opinion who doesn't really know what they're talking about, because if I knew what I was talking about, I'd sound like a comic dweeb, and then people who wanted to read them would feel like, oh, well, I don't know any of that stuff. No, if you don't know any of these characters, you can still read it. It's still a fun read. I do think it's worth reading. I think it's a really good series. Not my thing personally, but if you like bigger scale galactic stories, this thing was really good. Yeah, so we'll see ya.